running a little bit, and I'll get a little bit more into that. As far as who we are a husband and wife HVAC business. I do a lot of the business side of things. My husband is the HVAC contractor. We do HVAC services for residential and commercial clients. And this is our family. We have 3 kids. When we started this business, all of them were under the age of 5. So that was, we're still kind of in the thick of it, with our youngest being 3. But we are based in Del City. We are veteran owned. I was in the Air Force until 2021. And while I was doing that, my husband was learning HVAC. We're also women owned, obviously, and Hispanic owned. The Hispanic comes from my husband's side. We started this business because when Johnny got into the HVAC business in general, one moment. Yeah, technical difficulties over here. When we started, Johnny started in HVAC in general. He knew he didn't want to be in the field his entire career. He knew that if he was going to get into this industry, he wanted to start his own company someday. And he had the goal to do it before the age of 30, which he did. We started 3 years ago. We actually just had our 3rd birthday this week. So this Saturday we're doing a team outing to go celebrate that. I was working a corporate job as a cybersecurity consultant for the Air Force after I got out of the military. And at the time, I thought that I had landed my dream job, that it was going to be everything that I wanted it to be. I was traveling and I was making good money, and the workload was a lot less than when I was in the military. But I realized that with 3 kids at home, I was leaving home a lot, and I had a dream that I wanted to homeschool my kids, and that wasn't going to be possible with this corporate job that was taking me away for weeks at a time. So we started the business. Johnny went full-time first, and then I worked my corporate job for 10 months. I worked out here at the Leadership Square building, and I was doing the business stuff in the morning and before I went to work, and in the evenings after the kids went to sleep, and I was doing networking events that I could find locally during my lunch hour. It was very stressful because at first, it was how do we get our name out there? I'm not from Oklahoma originally, I'm from New York. I landed here because of Tinker Air Force Base. So we had no connections, we had no client base. So we were just struggling to get people to know about us. Learning how to run a business in general. I had only taken some small business development courses to learn how to get through. And learning how to work together as a husband and wife as a business owners was a whole different feat that we had to get through. Things have gotten a lot better. We learned the hard way that we wanted, that when we were building our business, we had to be really strategic about it. We had to make sure that as we made our business decisions, we were building the business and the way it functioned around how we wanted our life to look. So that meant stopping taking calls after 5 o'clock. It meant stop pulling ourselves in 10,000 different directions. There's a lot of different opportunities out there, and we had to sift through a lot of them to figure out which ones were the best for us. One of the things that I love about what sets us apart is earlier this year we rolled out our employee incentive program. We weren't able to give bonuses to our technicians, but we wanted to be competitive in our industry. But I wanted to make sure that we were building our business around our ethics and our values. So we didn't want to attract technicians who were attracted to commission-based sales. In our industry, one of the things that gives companies a bad name is if a technician comes out to your house, a lot of times with a lot of companies, they're hoping to find something wrong because if they can make a sale, they can make a commission. And that's something that in the construction industry in general has set the tone, and I wanted to be part of what changed the tone, changed the perspective of construction companies. So our incentive program is completely based on their efficiency as technicians, how good they are at their job, and how happy the customer is at the end of the day. There's absolutely zero incentive for our technicians to make a sale that's not warranted. If they made a misdiagnosis, that actually costs them their bonus. So it's all the incentive to do things the right way, and absolutely no incentive to try to upsell you, which attracts people, the type of technicians who want to be valued for their quality of work rather than how good they are at making a sale. And why that matters, as we've been growing, that's one of the things we've used to set us apart. Our commercial side has been growing significantly over the last year. We have some pretty big projects on deck right now. Our residential side has been growing steadily, but honestly, there's something about the last 2 months. We have been booked solid for a while now. And we're kind of in this, as far as the help that we're looking for, the things that we're struggling in the moment, HVAC is seasonal, so the summer is slammed. It's 3 times more busy than the winter. So if we make a bunch of hires during the summer to keep up with the workload, now we have to keep them busy in the winter to maintain the health of the business and to make sure that everybody has enough hours to feed their family. So we decided to kind of tough it out and not hire anybody because we know that winter is coming, but we're slammed anyways. So our guys they're getting plenty of hours right now, but at this point in the year, at any point, things could slow down significantly. So what we do as an HVAC company to build our sales in the wintertime is do maintenance programs. And residential is great. Of course, we want to do fall tune-ups for people, or if people are proactive about replacing their systems, doing it in the winter when it's slower is a good decision for them. So those types of clients, but also commercial is not seasonal. Commercial is all year round. So we've been trying to deliberately grow our commercial side of the business so that it can keep a steady flow of work through the winter for our technicians. We revamped our commercial maintenance program this year, and I'm really, really proud of it. We've already gotten a lot of clients from the way that we've been presenting it now, and the way that our marketing team, because we outsourced our marketing this year, which has been another huge relief for us and our work-life balance. Our marketing team is doing a phenomenal job of getting our name out there for the commercial maintenance. So if you see our stuff on social media, this is a link to our Facebook page, but if you see our stuff on social media, then engaging with it, there's commercial maintenance ads out there that we're trying to get in front of the right people. The kind of clients that we're looking for right now are commercial building owners or business owners. A lot of times when a business owner rents a commercial building, they are actually responsible for the HVAC system, which was a surprise to me, because if you're renting a building in a commercial space and your HVAC system goes out, it can be a pretty hefty repair, and it's usually on the business owner to make that happen. So as far as referrals that we have been striving for to grow our business and have stability through the seasons, we're looking for business owners and commercial building owners. Again, my name is Kate with Familia Heat and Air. Thank you.
Is there an area that you're looking to grow in commercially?
We serve everywhere from Guthrie down to Norman, Yukon to Choctaw. So anywhere in that vicinity is great. We've actually been growing significantly. We recently joined the Guthrie Chamber, and we've gotten a lot of commercial work in that area. If you're familiar with the area, I was just telling him, there is an old creamery building up there. It has been unused for a long time. It's 10,000 square foot per floor, and we'll be replacing the HVAC system for that. Not replacing, it doesn't have one. So we will be installing HVAC into that building, and that project hopefully starts in the next month.
Give me a sense of how much of your business is either new construction or remodeling build out versus maintenance on existing building, and also how much is residential and how much is commercial?
That is a tough one. It's changed a lot over the past 3 to 6 months, I would say. Before, we would probably be 90% residential, 10% commercial. Now I think we're more at like 75-25. As far as maintenance, we do maintenances every single week. We have reoccurring clients that have come back year after year, and we're picking up new clients. Just this morning, we had someone who owns 4 commercial buildings sign up for one of our programs. As far as the new construction versus retrofits is what we call them, right now I'd say it's about 50-50. Over the past month, we've done several new constructions for residential homes, and we did some retrofits for, 610 Nutrition up in Edmond recently, and we do Residential retrofits are the most common. We do them all the time. That's probably where most of our bread and butter comes from.
You may have already said this, and if you did, I apologize. But do you have an idea, like for people who do the tune-ups regularly, kind of what you might help them save in like energy costs versus what they're spending on these tune-ups?
As far as metrics, it really depends on the system. There becomes, let me start over on that. So when you get your tune-up, the point is to make sure that your system's running the way that it should, so that if there's things in your system that are gonna need to be replaced soon, that hopefully you can get ahead of it, because there's different consequences from that. Obviously, you can go out and you can just be without air until it gets around to being fixed, and of course that never happens at a good opportunity. But also, there becomes a stage in the life cycle of an HVAC system where it's still operating and it's still good. And for most people, they want to make it last until it dies out on its own, and there's nothing you can do about that. We support them all the way through that. But there comes a time where how much money you could save efficiency-wise on your electric bill, and the general efficiency of your home, and just, you know, the stress and whatnot, as opposed to if you let it go to the end of its life. Does that make sense? Does that answer?
On your commercial maintenance programs, is it square footage based?
No. It is based on the unit. There's price per unit, and we have 3 different packages for each unit for depending on what your goals are. We have a very basic package that just, we come out there twice a year and we do what needs to be done to make sure that you're good, but some people have businesses that need a lot more attention than that. So there's our preferred package, and then we have an elite package, not just the tune-ups and making sure that the system's running well and cleaning the coils and all of that, but also routine filter changes. Not every business owner wants to change their own filters, especially if it's the type of building where that's kind of a pain. One of the things I would like to mention about tune-ups, it's the time of year where a lot of companies are trying to build the tune-ups, and a lot of them run specials. And I'll admit, we did do the specials when we first opened, but we realized that when companies are advertising that they have like a $49 tune-up or a $69 tune-up, as I was doing the math as a business owner, I was like, how are they making any money? Like that's hardly enough money to get the truck up and running into their house. They have to be breaking even at best, but they're probably losing money. And I said it to my husband. He's like, well, they're just upselling. When they show up for that $49 tune-up, they will find something wrong to make their business a profit. So if you are getting a tune-up for your HVAC system for your home or your business, just from this side of the trade, be wary of the specials that seem too good to be true, because they are too good to be true. Yes.
You had posted the kind of the talent issue you were running into, coming in at technicians, and then like kind of based on the year and the flow of the work. Are there any things that you guys have done to work with some of the like career techs and some apprenticeship programs? Because I know that's something that we've even kind of seen where people are going and they're learning the trade, but they're not fully ready, but they also need some on-the-job training. I don't know if that's something that you all consider.
Yes, so I had the opportunity to go speak at Mid-Dell Motec, and we actually brought back their top class performer, and he still works with us. He's one of our best guys now, and I'm super excited about that. One of the issues that we've run into with that as a company is because our team is so small, when we need to get another truck, we need someone who already has experience. Someone who has the licensing and the certification and the experience to be able to operate a truck on their own. And then also, commercial insurances don't typically like to allow 18-year-olds to drive company vehicles. And then the apprenticeships, I think they're a phenomenal resource. I did go jump through all the hoops to get our apprenticeships approved, and then I took them to the VA and got them VA approved. And although that is great, a lot of it requires a lot more of my time to be able to do classroom instructions and a lot more specific classroom training as opposed to the OJT that my husband's doing. And I simply don't have the bandwidth to be a regular classroom teacher on top of homeschooling my kids and running the business and doing all the other things that I'm involved in. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I was just wondering if that was something that might be considered.
Yes, it's great when we're looking for an apprentice. It doesn't necessarily work when we're looking for a journeyman. All right.
If you're looking for help on the business side, I was speaking with some folks at OCU, and I recently learned that all of the graduates have to have an internship to graduate from OCU, and I'm connecting them with some business folks that are needing some help on that side. So if you need an extra hand for the non-journeyman stuff, that might be a route to explore.
I would love to explore that. Even we could definitely look into full-time internships, but even if it was project-based or seasonal-based, I think that we could definitely do something with that.
I can connect you with my contact.
Thank you.
So what, I know you talked about HVAC, you need to get experience, HVAC people, right? But what else do you need help with? What's the things you feel like to take your business to the next level that you need help with?
I think the commercial is gonna be our ticket to the next level. Of course, residential work is where most of our business comes from, and it's great. It's naturally growing very quickly. So when I'm thinking about where I'm putting my efforts on what parts of my business I wanna grow, the residential is taking off. The commercial is where I'm pouring all of my energy right now. So as far as specific things to help me, even if it's just engaging on our social media, if one of my ads happen across your feed, just engaging with that specifically. Or if you're hearing from your friends or your families or networking colleagues, anybody like that who is complaining about their air feeling inefficient, or maybe it's hot in one room and it's cold in the next room, or they want to do maintenance, or if anybody complains about their filter changes and how tedious that is, and it's something that they want to be taken off their plate. Anybody with those types of complaints would be a great referral to us.
Well, Pam kind of asked our last question, which is usually how can we help you? So I know you just gave us a bunch of things. One thing I want to mention, if anyone's sticking around today, during the lunch hour, Ashley Coffee is hosting a workshop on Google and Apple Maps and getting, making sure that's all up to date. And so I would be curious, do you have Google reviews already up for your company?
Yes, I haven't checked in a minute, but I think we have over 130 Google reviews.
Okay. So that's one of those things that we've been trying to tell a lot of people. If anything you can do for a business locally is provide a Google review, even if it's a service provider and not necessarily someone with a product, but just say, hey, just heard Kate present, she's now growing in, so if you're looking for commercial help with your HVAC, you should talk to her. And so you can provide Google reviews that aren't always necessarily I use that one thing, but I've met this person, I've connected to this person. So that would kind of that's been my call to action to a lot of people lately. It's just that's what the search engines pop up with first, so trying to get that up. So, all right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so while we're getting Kevin set up, and I figure
Thank you.
Juliana, would you like to make any announcements about events that are happening for the week?
Absolutely. So if you are here for Med Week, thank you. If you're not here for Med Week, now you are. So be sure to make sure you're signed in, because as I say, we love data. That helps us help you help us, right? We're all the part of this ecosystem. So a little bit later today, we are going to hear a talk about mentorship in the marketplace from Derek Sear at Restore. Is that correct? Yes, thank you. And then we are actually going to have 2 events tonight. One of those being a talk and then a networking time at Formosa Street Food in Uptown 23rd, right by Tower Theater. And that will be also a talk with attorney Jimmy Lai, and is sponsored by the Asian Chamber. And then right after that is a bit of a marketing mix and mingle at Sailor and the Dock, sponsored by Sailor and the Dock and REI. So if you are interested in marketing or just trying some amazing food and hearing from an attorney, about some business common pitfalls. Please join us for the rest of Med Week. Also, if you have your bingo card or if you plan to attend maybe 5 or more events, be sure to get a signature from one of us in the blue shirt, or Jessica, or even Kristen. We'd be happy to fill that out for you so that you can then later turn it in and possibly get some amazing prizes. So you're welcome, and also thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
And then again, to plug the workshop here at noon with Ashley, we've noticed even as people have been moving into new spaces like us, or people who have been getting their business set up but don't necessarily have a lot happening at a location, still those Google reviews and Apple reviews are huge. So please join us for that. All right, next we will have Kevin present with FKTea.
Thank you, Kristen. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kevin Shears. I'm the co-founder and CEO of FKTea. Show of hands, who here drinks energy drinks or caffeine morning, afternoon, night, when they're tired? What's an energy drink you drink?
Red Bull.
Red Bull? Okay.
Celsius.
Celsius, what was that? Monster? Oh. Yeah, okay, Monster. So I'm the same, right? So our names are kind of like a double entendre for where we come from in the endurance sport world. The fastest known time is the FKT, right? So I run to the top of the mountain. I have the fastest known time at that point. And so that's kind of our background. We started FKT a year ago last month. And what our problem we found is when we're doing these hard events, right? We're dads, we're professionals. We do all these endurance events and feats. We're taking a lot of calories, taking a lot of sugar, we're taking a lot of like gross things that we don't need, right? It's making our body not perform when we're up for 29 hours running 100-mile races and things like that. So most energy drinks have a lot of fake sugar, artificial dyes, caffeine that's made in like a bathtub, essentially just all chemical compounds. Nothing really natural about it. A lot of it actually takes away from your health and your ability to perform, right? You'll have a monster, respectfully, right? You'll feel good. You're like, oh, I'm gonna feel alive, I'll live forever. And it's all of a sudden like, oh no, I feel bad, right? That's the sugar crash, things like that. Long-term use of caffeine and drinks like that can cause actual health problems. I think we can't go a week without Celsius or somebody saying, there might be cocaine in this, it might not positive. Like, excuse me, I have a job, right? So what we did is we took our knowledge of really rare high-grade Japanese green tea, our love for things that taste delicious, and we made an all-natural clean energy drink that is made out of Japanese green tea, organic air-dried yerba mate, and we lightly sweeten it with local Louisiana honey. And we carbonate it, chill it, and it tastes like a very spring, refreshing energy drink, right? And then the best part is, we're not just going over to Japan and extracting from it, we're also putting there too, right, to kind of help bring Japanese green tea to the world. So we ethically source all of our tea and yerba mate and our honey from local farmers, from co-ops, things like that. So right now we have 2 hero SKUs. We have, what I'm holding in my hand is the OG blend. This is 30 calories, 8 grams of natural sugar, sweetened from the Louisiana honey. And you just get a nice, clean, crisp finish, right? I can have this in the middle of the day. It can be hot. This can be hot, that's sort of chilled. And it's just nice, clean, right? We use rare Japanese green tea, yerba mate, and Louisiana honey. Our second one, for folks who like a little bit sweeter, right? Alani, Monster, things like that. We went ahead and doubled the sugar almost. Again, that's the only sweetener that's in it. We added organic lemon juice. And so now this sweet tastes like a refreshing, legal gonna kill me, Arnold Palmer from not Chick-fil-A or Raising Cane's, right? It tastes that lemon, that little tartness. And that's for the folks that like it sweet. Still, with 22 grams of natural sugar, it's well below your daily intake. So those are our 2 hero products, each ranging about 70 milligrams a cup, for which is about a cup of coffee, for comparison. And then our third hero product, which I just got back from New Orleans at 11:30 last night, brewing a version of this in sweet, is double the caffeine. For people that, hey, I really gotta go right now. I've been up all day, but I really gotta get this paperwork done. You can drink one of these, 124 milligrams, still same natural caffeine, and you feel right. And so the biggest difference between us and our competitors, and we'll look at those guys here in a second, is we try to be health positive. So if you think about a Celsius, Alani, they have functional beverage things, functional ingredients. They're not using like bad sugar, like sucralose, things like that. So we would consider those health neutral, right? They're not really adding to your health. They're not really taking away from your health. Things like Monster, Red Bull, etc., use unhealthy chemicals, and those are called health neutral or negative. They take away from you. We try to be health positive, right? You get the benefits of all the green tea, the L-theanine, all the natural benefits, because we actually brew the tea. We brew the tea at scale in large tea bags, right? Everything's brewed, everything's done in a clean FKTea facility, shelf stable for over a year. And so that's the difference, right? We try to add to your body. We try to give you benefits instead of take away. So market opportunity, what we feel comfortable looking at and attacking right now is the health conscious market, which is about $3 billion plus. 89% growth as far as people trending who are health discerning, active, and want better options for clean energy, right? It's one of the largest growing categories in the Better For You movement that we're seeing. We being the market, not just kidding. And a little to do, all these pictures that you see in here are me and my 3 co-founders doing crazy stuff all over the world. Like, I think the other one was us last year running 100 miles in Colorado. This is him climbing a mountain at the base of a mountain in like Washington. We are a customer market because we're a customer. So our energy drink competition, right? So if you go health positive, health neutral, health negative, you kind of see the effects, right? Monster, nothing good about it. I'm sorry, I'll do Red Bull. I don't know who said that, but I think so. Red Bull, right? Not good. You're gonna die any minute. Strike that. I didn't say that. That's not. Okay. You might be familiar with ayahuasca, which they just rebranded to yerba madre. Yerba mate is, it's healthy. It's an Argentinian version of coffee, but the way they traditionally do it is they have to smoke it so it becomes so bitter. You need to have all this extra sugar and extra things and additives in it, right? Their sugar-free version is still healthy, health neutral, but again, they're using sugar-free sucralose and things like that, so you're still getting the nasty chemicals. Whereas with us, 724 milligrams, all natural, no sweeteners, no artificial flavors, etc. Word of mouth traction, what we've been doing, we started a year ago. Everything we've done has been through our word of mouth engine. We have about over $18,000 worth of sales, 4 fully shelf stable SKUs, and that's all been us taking our money, friends and family around, and putting that back into the product, building the bones of the business, so that when we finish our seed round, which we have active right now, we're able to put that into the business engine and just blow it up with traditional digital ad marketing, things like that. Yeah, and our customer base ranges from really handsome endurance runner, UFC fighter, moms who do rock climbing, and people eating crawfish, Dutch crawfish, and our FKTea sweet tea tastes delicious. Here's our dream team. It was Quest who had the idea. He's been doing high-grade Japanese green tea on his own, going tea tours for the last 15 years. So he goes, hey, he's a lawyer by training. He goes, hey, I think I want to make this ready to drink beverage that's to be accessible to everybody. Myself, spent 17 years in the military. And then had a DTC business selling skateboards and apparel when I was overseas for about 9 years. Trey runs our hospitality. He's running a hospitality group, and he does our sales financing. And Wayne is the one who did all this beautiful, amazing branding on the can. So our revenue model right now, we're about 80-20 DTC wholesale, and over the next 2 to 3 years, we are moving to capture more of the wholesale retail market. That being said, incrementally, Chris is a lawyer. I was in the military for a long time, so the best thing we like to do is just spin each other up about possibilities, like what can go wrong, what can go wrong. And so we feel that hedging our bet with holding a lot of our customer data at 70% and then 30% being wholesale retail, that gives us the best longevity for continued customer acquisition, things like that. Sales and marketing plan. We'll do a lot of traditional stuff, right? We'll do a lot of traditional digital ad samplings and grocery stores, things like that. But we are very fortunate to have a lot of earned media from our circles, from the things we've done. So what we like to do is we like to put, I always mess this up, sips lips. I don't think it's that one. Something like cans lips. I think it's cans lips. I gotta write that down. I think we do cans lips, right? So once you taste it, you're like, oh wow, this is refreshing. I don't like tea. I got you. Try it. this is delicious, right? I mean, that's 99 times out of 10 is what we have. So a lot of things we're gonna put our marketing plan towards is experiential events, and as well as tasting sampling, things like that. Our wholesale market strategy, again, we're very tactical about the moves we do. We're looking at trying a small grocer in the south, the Gulf Coast, as well as finding a convenience store partner and just bolstering up both the New Orleans and Oklahoma City small retailer community. Yeah, really, that's all I have as far as the pitch deck. I'm happy to answer any questions. I have two here. This one's not cold anymore, it's been in my hand, but I have some samples. We can definitely get some samples to anybody that likes them. So, appreciate your time.
Can you stand closer to the thing so I can take a picture of you and tag you? I've been trying to get Like,
That's why they're other media.
thank you.
Thank you.
But what brought you to Oklahoma? Like, you from New Orleans? Like,
I'm actually from Texas to make this even more confusing.
So why are you here?
I came here in 06 I was on AWACS for a long time, cross-trained to a small plane. And then I cross-trained again into one of the 3 combat jobs in the Air Force. And so I just did out of the guard and just went all over the world doing that. Yeah, my family, my kids are here, born here, and I'm in Oklahoma now.
Okay, we'll accept you because you had offering.
Well, that's a tricky, never mind.
We'll accept you right now.
Yeah. Awesome, ma'am.
What has been like the most difficult thing in getting a beverage started, and then also just the distribution of it?
Formulation is hard, right? I think it's where a lot of people spend a lot of time and money is, I don't know how this tastes, or this tastes bad, and we are very fortunate that Quest, our business partner, knows Japanese retail at the back of his hand. So whenever we were just brewing last 2 days, we take it from the tank, it's hot, it's not carbonated all the way, and we're tasting, he goes, it needs a little more honey butter, are you sure? It comes back, an hour later, it's carbonated, it's chilled, and it goes, oh, this is great, right? So formulation is hard, it's very expensive. It's very expensive as far as buying bulk ingredients, getting the manufacturing done, yeah, resource heavy, for sure. Sir?
Do you have any issues keeping like consistency with formula? Like have you worked with like different distributors or anything and found like, oh, this canner tastes a little different?
For sure. Yeah, so we are on our 3rd co-packer right now. We call them co-packer. We've got to kiss a couple frogs. But these princes are amazing. We're working towards something called a process authority, where it's the same repeatable step every time. Here's the scientific sugar number that it has to hit every time, so it'll have that flavor profile. That's what we're essentially spending the next 6 to 10 months doing, is making sure our product is scalable, ready to go, repeatable every time. We won't come out with any more flavors for the next year or so, right? It's going to be this, and then the high cap version of this, sweet, high cap version of sweet. And those are our 4 hero SKUs as we march on to get into mid-market retail with hopes of landing our first big box by year 3. Yeah.
Have you thought of starting a table at the market downtown at the Caesar Day Park? Some Saturdays they have marathons.
I saw that.
And then every Saturday during the summer they have Zumba and yoga.
Really?
And these are your customers. So
Yeah. Yeah, and so that's who we're selling with locally, right? We're selling with BJJ gyms, CrossFit gyms, coffee shops, things like that. So you're absolutely right. Yoga, I love a good yoga or sauna session, right? Part of what we were doing is we artificially slowed ourselves down a lot because we have a lot of opportunities to go there, but we want to show up, hey, this is the professional package what we have, right? So up until yesterday, we had the sweet cans, but they were in like 12-ounce stick, like a beer bottle with a sticker on it. So we've been waiting to have these both, the sweet and OG and slim, and then I can go to the farmer's market and say, hey, you want to try this? Hey, Stitch Cafe, you want to try this? And yeah, perfect, yeah. That is, farmer's markets and local tastings are absolutely at the top of our wholesale retail.
I had a question too.
Yeah.
So have you thought about, so OU has some really good athletics, obviously, but
Yes.
have you thought of connecting with any of the local universities and the athletic departments to maybe kind of promote that, your brand, and kind of maybe do some sort of I'm in marketing, so
Oh, sweet.
obviously my brain
Yeah, yeah,
clicks
yeah.
right there, so.
For
Have
sure.
you started doing any sort of marketing campaign with them?
That'd be awesome. I mean, honestly, so one of our, so, you know, we do all the runs and the 100-mile, all that stuff, which takes a lot of time, and I'm over it. We've started doing tennis a lot. And so the #1 Japanese rated tennis player is actually you. So
Oh.
like, just things like that, right? Like, we love tennis, you guys are there, so like, we would definitely love to work with OU, OSU, OCU, right? Even the arts, school, right? So like, that is absolutely on the roadmap. But I would wanna make it like, hey, this is beneficial for you guys, not just a, you know, a photo shoot type thing, like, hey, let's organize a tennis tournament with prizes for your students, things like that, let's organize a run. So,
Don't wanna do the NIL thing.
oh, yeah, I mean, listen, we can talk about that. I have 2 very athletic young boys, they're gonna get an NIL deal in 3 years.
I mean, you also have a pretty good opportunity with the Olympics coming here soon.
Right.
The river sport, maybe if you start kind of getting connected to the boathouse and maybe having some.
I've
they
never
had-
even thought of that, I've never been
They
there.
had a sponsored, surf, like, what was it, they had this like surfing competition on an artificial wave to, what was
Oh, the
that?
water sports.
Yeah, they had like this competition where people would come all over to come do this surfing competition, I don't know, maybe it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I've never even been in that building.
It's awesome.
I illegally got on the pump track with the skateboard one time, and they're like, get out of here, you pay, I was like, found a report still.
In addition to that, I'd also suggest reaching out to the Adventure District, which will also be host to, it's like where the zoo and Remington Park, that's
Oh, sweet.
Adventure District.
Okay.
They're also going to be heavily involved in LA 28, also with the FIFA World Cup, heavily involved with that as well. And then I would love to see this product at the expo for the Memorial Marathon in the spring.
I think, yes, that's on the roadmap. I've never ran a marathon. I jumped from doing military stuff to a 50 or 30-mile run. So I've never done a marathon before.
Okay.
So we're like, hey, maybe we should put that on the roadmap of running. So we're talking about doing the roadmap of that run this year. That would be very helpful in Adventure District as well.
Yes.
Awesome, sir.
So two things. Have you done anything up in Northwest Arkansas? Because there's a lot of CPG with Walmart.
Yes.
And they do a lot of like open calls. It's like, hey, get in front of our buyers.
Yeah, yeah.
And you gotta apply for that, and then like, you know, and so there's a lot of money out there too.
Yeah.
Because of Walmart. And
Yeah.
Tyson. And then, so I would recommend that, and there's like a mailing list that they send out. They're pretty
Right, right.
active on that.
I would
And
want
then-
going into Walmart though, you
Well,
need to be product.
Yeah. But there's like a lot of like small, like they work with like companies like.
For sure. One of our friends in the New Orleans ecosystem just got picked up from Walmart. She's a beverage company.
Yeah.
And she did the open call in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Same thing you're talking about. We got invited to that. Tactfully, we said, hey, let's make sure we have all of our ducks in a row, because that is the big box, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody has signed NDAs now, but no, but look, that's the big box that we see ourselves fit in, right? We can feel like we can do a better for you energy system for the entire family, from low cap, no cap, sub 20 milligrams, all the way to 124. I can see stars right now. It's still that type
And then, do you actually have any FKTs?
of thing. Me?
Yeah.
I think I'm planning one that's gonna be in March.
Alright.
Yeah, we can talk about that. But I think I was planning one for another runner of ours, and, you know, and I was like, I might as well just do it. So I dusted off the old shoes, one last ride, right? Sir?
Just go to, how, are you planning to continue your focus on endurance competitions, or are you trying to move into like general
100%.
users or whatever?
Yeah.
Because when I was looking at your thing, I didn't see anything like Spartan Death Race or World's Toughest Mud or.
Right.
Or Barkley Marathon, anything like that.
Nice.
You know, are you gonna stick in there, or are you gonna try to transition to general consumers?
Well, that's a good question. We feel comfortable, our mode, our anything, our beachhead, whatever, you know, what we want to call it, is endurance, right? Endurance, hardworking professionals, and really like parents. So our messaging and everything around that is centered around those 3 pillars, right? Whether you're the mom buying for the whole household, getting up at 4:30 because your kid has football practice at 5, whether you're the dad training for a special operations selection, staying up late and all, or you're the guy working on a merchant acquisition until 10, right, on computer. Everybody's going through the same thing, needs clean energy, right? So our tagline is life is an endurance sport, because all of it is tough, all of it is hard. So that mom still needs the same clean energy as the guy training for that special operations thing to me.
I got it.
So yeah, absolutely. Sure.
I have a couple of comments and then a question. First, thanks for your service. I'm a former AWACS guy too. But I'm the treasurer at the Adventure District, so I can certainly connect you. And even before Olympics, we're going to be hosting FIFA, a team here locally. Not many people know yet. So there's even a 26, a great opportunity. 28 is going to be fantastic to get you connected there. My question though is this slide that you kind of flashed and then backed out of is your ask. I know this was probably a pitch at one point. I'd like to know what is your ask at this point for your company and what's next to scale and what does that look like? If you were going to ask for that amount, what's the need?
Yeah, absolutely. So run this through real quick. We have an open seat round right now for $500,000. A lot of this was predicated on, and then I just got back from Louisiana last night, so we kind of jumped this around a little bit. A lot of this was based off, hey, we were going to get large chunks of money at one time. So that was where this large marketing spend came through, et cetera, for the next 18-month runway. This is still true. This is looking at my salary coming on, and then getting warehouse person in Oklahoma as well as New Orleans. New Orleans is going to handle a lot of the local shipping as well as the Gulf Coast. And then Oklahoma City is going to be our central hub for OCONUS, right, overseas, and for the rest of the United States. A lot of our asks, we've broken our asks down into $25,000 tranches, and our next one is basically going to be getting our SAMA SKUs, the high cap SKUs, into production. So we have 4 install cans.
Do you have a physical location?
Physical location?
Like here in Oklahoma City?
Not yet, not yet. No.
I know a place.
We have, I do work out. Yeah, if you want to assassinate me.
out here a lot. We're friends.
Yeah, if you want to assassinate me, I'm here from 9 to 2 every day. So we are in negotiations for a lease somewhere in the area, but I think we're in between. Do we want to go big and sustain and move and kind of scale to that, or just want to stay nimble, year at a time? But yeah, this is broken down into $25,000 tranches of how we're going to spend it, and not again.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So-
And we have all those financial projections for anybody who would be interested. Yeah.
I have questions, but, in a slide previously, you put your target market. You had that one. So you have Whole Foods, which is a completely different subset, I would say,
True.
from Walmart.
True.
The marketing's different even,
True.
right? So would you be selling yourself short by going into Walmart versus going after Whole Foods?
Yeah. If I had to pick right now, which one's getting on the boat with us, it'd be Walmart. I think with volume, customer acquisition, competitiveness, I think we would do a lot better on both Walmart Marketplace, which is where we're going to kind of test run the next year. And then part of that is saying, a customer survey, hey, did you like the drink? By the way, would you buy this is in Walmart? And so next year when we go to the open call for Walmart in Louisiana, Oklahoma City, wherever, and they say, hey, by the way, over the last year we ran this question and 80% of our people shop at Walmart, right? We can definitely bring customers. Whole Foods expands slow. Whole Foods has, the margin thing isn't that big a deal. We have pretty good margins, right? I just think for the volume we're trying to play and the end game that we have in mind, with the end partner we have in mind, Walmart will get us there.
So you would choose Walmart over Amazon?
100%. Yeah. And that's also a personal thing with me. I just went through Amazon trying to do this stuff, and it was very hellacious.
Yeah.
So never again.
It's a process.
Yeah, never again.
All right, we'll take one last question.
I have a question.
Ma'am.
Or not really necessarily a question, more of a comment kind of. So are you interested in doing could you do the little tastings and things like that? I know a friend, she's hosting a health fair next year.
Yes, ma'am.
So maybe we can connect, because I own a meal prep and catering company, so I'm going to be there promoting my healthy meal preps. So maybe, we can connect and you can be a vendor as well, with some taste tests and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet, but pretty soon I want to be able to offer, snacks and things along with my meal prep.
Right.
Like you'll go to a Starbucks and get a
100%.
built snack, so I want to be able to offer maybe an energy drink along with that.
Let's talk about it.
So are you on Fair or anything like that where you can
We
buy
are.
in bulk?
Fair, Air Goods, we have a wholesale landing page on our website. Absolutely, and right now, and so our price structure is different for small retailers, things like that versus, you know, we're gonna go Homeland, Blood, right? So absolutely, definitely work with you. That'd be cool. I like that.
Awesome. So our last question to you is how can the community help FKTea?
That was great. I think the local discussions we had about it, park, things like that, that's gonna help out. It kind of helped me hone in, as I start next week, really going out and knocking down doors. Hey, I have these products, please taste them. Yeah.
All right,
Thank you so
much.
much.
All right, thank you guys so much for coming today. Again, quick reminder, if you did not check in, please send a QR code on your way out. And Anthony brought us donuts